They tryna turn Trenton into Baby Flint. Been signs by depression on the billboards ever since. 100 years ago we was lynched. Now they use germ warfare to kill us. I'm convinced, got the evidence. I look around and it's evident. Then go down to City Hall and see so much negligence. Real art is intelligent. A true artist sends messages that speak to your intelligence. They fought and died so I can do my thing. Not to get drunk and high or join no game. I will not let none of you die in vain. For my people I bang, bang, bang. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. They say post-traumatic slavery disorder's fake, but I just tell them all to wake up. Everything we went through, what a way down a rape, bro. It's in our genetic makeup. So I am my ancestors from block to block. Let's build like it's Tetris. We must unite, link up like a necklace. They fought and died and we disrespected. So I come to correct it. The legacy they left I protected. We only think about self and neglected. You're African but yet you rejected. No. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. I do. I go.
All right. Welcome back to another edition of New Freedom Exchange, your cultural expression for social dignity and community empowerment. I'm your co-host, Deen. I'm here gathered with my hostess and host, Sister Marsha and Brother Bilal.
What's going on, man?
What's this, some bloopers again?
This is Blooper City, man. We need to start recording our bloopers, man.
I'm a little slow today. Wait, do that one more time.
Rewind. Hey, welcome back to another edition of New Freedom Exchange, a cultural expression for social dignity and community empowerment. I'm your co-host, Brother Deen, with my co-host.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Marsha.
Sister Marsha, it's me, Bilal. Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings, everybody. What's up?
Welcome. Normally Monday's edition we're on Blog Talk, so y'all don't get to see.
Yeah, but that phlegm is over, man. Rest in peace, Blog Talk Radio. I'm putting the rest in peace eulogy. This is the eulogy. This is the official eulogy for Blog Talk Radio. That is done.
Oh my God.
Finished. Finito.
Yeah, so we're here on this Monday evening. Exactly. Couldn't have been better. So we're here kicking it, continuing our Unity for Humanity, developing our Common Bond series, where we have been reviewing the 2002, now we got the official date, 2002 lecture hosted by Muslim American Media, where Warathi Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan were gathered for an interview. And we were just reviewing. We're part 3. I think this is the final part of that presentation. Check. Can you hear me? Check. I'm still here.
We got you.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I got this new Wi-Fi system, man.
Yeah, it does. What's it called? Zenfity? What was the channel called?
I don't know what it's. We need the new freedom Wi-Fi, man. We need everything new freedom. I'm telling you, man, this is getting ridiculous, man. But yeah, so we've been reviewing that. It's the third part of that presentation. We're still continuing our series for the rest of the month, so we'll have some other presentations going forward. But before we do that, daily check-in. How y'all feeling?
Daily check-in, yeah.
Feeling good. Today was pretty peaceful for me. Usually work gets hectic and all of that great stuff, but it was peaceful. So alhamdulillah. Everybody healthy and well over here. That's all I need.
That's good.
How about y'all?
How about you, Bilal? You over there making smoothies, man? What's going on over there?
Send one over here. Send one to me.
How to eat to live. You know, so it's saying like we gotta use the natural fruits that the Allah has, the Creator has blessed us with, fruits and veggies, and smooth them joints over. No, everything is good. I can't complain. Everything's going well, man. Good bill of health. Family's doing good bill of health with them as well. So, you know, Mondays, I don't see days no more. It's just time. It's just time.
Same here.
Time. It's all about what you do in the time. Like the days just go by. Like it's all about what we do with the time that the Creator has blessed us with. So I'm all about that at this point, man. Forget about this Monday, happy hump day, forget all that, man. Thursday, all this other stuff. Forget about all that, man.
Wait, somebody give Bilal his smoothie because he ain't happy now.
I am happy.
This is happy.
I'm happy about that sandwich I just had. This chicken, this whatever this thing is. It was supposed to be a chicken cheesesteak, but turned out to be a dumpy cheesesteak.
Oh boy!
On a hot dog bun at that, man. Okay, you have me mess around.
That's why you need the new Freedom Eats, man. Tell them about that show coming out, man. The new Freedom Eats, man. We new Freedom everything right now, man.
Yeah, that's
the new Freedom universe.
Yeah, that's part of the universe coming down. Another segment down the pipe, man. But what's up with you, Dean? What's up? How was your?
Yeah, everything's good. My day was okay. Not too much driving today. More shopping than driving, ironically. I did just start a new contract, so if anybody's interested in need either same day work or within a week work or instant work, hit us in our inbox at New Freedom Exchange Show at gmail.com, New Freedom Exchange Show at gmail.com. I might have a resource for you guys. No matter where you are in the country, this new app we just had a contract with, so we're going to share that with our viewership if you're interested. So let us know. But other than that, it's been a smooth day. Had a little rain, but we're good. Is that me or is that Bilal? Is that with MIA?
No, I see everybody. Everybody's here.
I'm not MIA. I got a smoothie. My smoothie's in the background.
That's me? Or was that
yo?
Yeah, I think it was you.
Get your flim together, man.
Oh,
I might have to switch this.
Yeah, you might have to switch that, man. You're frozen in time right now, man. You're frozen in time. So we're gonna get you on frozen. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, while he's doing that, while Dean's trying to do that, if he's still there, I don't know if he's present. You know what I'm saying? But what I am going to do is put that down there. Don't forget the daily NFX Daily on Patreon. Check us out on there for our daily content. Subscribe to the channel. As we grow, as we continue to grow throughout this month of August and moving forward, we would love you all to subscribe to our Patreon. Check out some exclusive content. We also have some perks as part of that Patreon as well. So definitely check that out. And again, it's patreon.com/NFX Daily. So check that out. Also, don't forget, this is New Africa August. So our brother Sharif Abdul Malik has been doing everyday webinars for the last since the whole month began. He's continuing. So check him out, newafricaaugust.com or WeBuyBlack.com. We Buy Black on Facebook. You get to see all the past webinars that were had, and also the new ones that he's coming out with. And Dean has returned back with us.
Okay, there we go.
Are you okay, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on the strong connect because we're about to play the video. It's another 20 minutes, so we don't want to have this type of flim flam going on.
No, I don't know.
So I'm gonna cut myself out. I'm gonna get attached to a new one, then I'll be back on. So y'all could carry on for a few moments.
Okay.
Well, I'm carrying on with announcements. So, and we have that. Also, we have coming up which is you'll see on the New Freedom Exchange Facebook page and all our social media pages. We will be doing Jummah, our day of assembly for us as Muslims, as believers, which is normally on Fridays at around noon or 1 o'clock, depending on if it's daylight savings time or not. We will be outside this time live, and it will be streaming live as well for those who are not in New York and not able to make it. We will be doing Jummah in Seneca Village. If, in case no one knows what Seneca Village is, Seneca Village was what is Central Park. Seneca Village was a land that that African Americans owned that land that Central Park is on, and it was a land grab that the city took over that space and basically ran us out of the space, basically, in a nutshell. So we want to reclaim that history as part of this series. The topic. No, man. Ready, man? No, he's not ready yet.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not ready.
Okay, there we go. Oh, nope, you're going again.
What you got going on, man? What's up?
There we go.
Check, can you hear me?
I just want to make sure you had a bunch of sound effects going around back there, so I had to make sure you were all right now.
It was like some
Okay.
Star Wars.
Is it clear now or no?
Yes.
Yeah, clear. So I was just wrapping up Seneca Village Friday, Jummah, 1 o'clock p.m. Start time. We will be in Seneca Village. We'll be in Central Park near the Seneca Village landmark. It's a landmark that's marked at the spot where the village was, on the property where Central Park is. So more information on that will be in the flyer. Of course, we encourage everyone to bring their prayer rugs and wear your masks, that type of thing. And we will have New Freedom Pie. New Freedom Pie will be for pre-order. Pre-order your New Freedom Pie, $6 for the little joint and $20 for the family size one. So we'll have pre-orders. We'll have the link up in the Eventbrite shortly, so therefore everyone can reserve their spot. Limited space because it's a park, so we don't have a permit, so we can only have so much people in our delegation. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, we're gonna rock out, and I'm excited for this part of the analysis of the 2002 unity discussion that took place with our two beloved leaders, Imam Waterfadeen Muhammad, may Allah forgive his sins and grant him the paradise, and also our brother in faith, Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Excellent.
We'll be back.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the American Muslim Hour. IIS strives hard to bring relevant programming to our viewers. Those of you who watched last week's program know that we managed to accomplish something that was not easy. That is, to get two very busy Muslim leaders together for a show of Muslim unity on our program. Minister Louis Farrakhan, leader of the Nation of Islam, and Imam Waterfadeen Muhammad, leader of the Muslim American Society, visited the IIS studios and got together for an exclusive interview with our chairman, Dr. Nazir Khaja. You have seen part 1 of the interview, and today, here's part 2.
Talking further a little bit about relations with the non-Muslims, and first of all, going to 9/11 and examining that question, is there really now a clash of civilizations, as Huntington said, or there is an ongoing feeling that indeed it's Islam versus the West? How do you gentlemen see that?
I think it doesn't have to be a clash of civilizations. There's much that our world can learn from the West, and there's much that the West can learn from Islam.
Yeah.
And as President Khatami of Iran said, he didn't think that there should be a clash of civilizations. Unfortunately, though, you have persons in power that see Islam and its growth in America as a threat rather than a blessing. And so these persons in these positions of power, I believe, are fighting Islam and what they're using the terrorism as the face or the mask to do other things that would destabilize Islam and curtail the rise of Islam in America and in the West.
Mm-hmm. So you don't believe that there is a quote unquote an attack on Islam, because there is a feeling within the Muslim world that indeed this is an attack on Islam.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but at the same time, I don't believe that our government wishes to attack Islam. Mm-hmm. But as Minister Farrakhan said, there are persons in the government who are against Islam, and they want to see Christianity grow and not have Islam growing next door. In this country beside them. Mm-hmm. There are persons like that. Those persons could take advantage of situations like 9/11 mm-hmm. and do things, mm-hmm. And even maybe influence our government, mm-hmm. because they're in there and they're very clever. Mm-hmm. They could perhaps even influence some members of the government, even the President of the United States. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
So in view of all of
possibility, I'm agreeing with him. The possibility is there.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But in view of all of this now, how do you foresee, especially you, Minister Farrakhan, the relationship, say, with the Jews and with non-Muslims? You especially, I said, because with the Jews, you have raised a lot of questions in the Jewish press about your own comments in the past and whatnot. So, would you take that question?
Yes. Maybe way back in the 50s, Imam Muhammad and I were talking, and he gave me a verse from the Qur'an. You may not remember this, but in this verse it says, those who are Jews and those who are Sabians, mm-hmm. those who believe in the last day, they have their reward from their Lord. Mm-hmm. I don't wish for us as Muslims to be in a fight with the people of the book. But there are those among the people of the book who are not acting according to the statutes and commandments that they say they believe in the book.
Well, the same as some of us within the Muslim world.
It's the same.
Yes.
But we are less in a position of power to influence mm-hmm. the cultural direction, the political direction of this nation. But some others are in that position, and it is the misuse of that influence that today has me deeply concerned, because I don't know any evil of Saddam Hussein that is not found in many leaders throughout the world. Mm-hmm. But it is not America's place to go into Iraq and set down a leader. That's for the Iraqi people to do. So when our government says, Colin Powell, before the Congress, we may have to go it alone. Go what alone? Go to Iraq and bomb them as you did Afghanistan? How could I, as a Muslim, go along with my government if they choose to do that to Iraq? How could I join my government saying that Iran is a part of an axis of evil? I can't join that. I cannot let President Bush say those things and I not challenge him, regardless of the consequences, because I think America then becomes a criminal nation, because the United Nations is not saying this. The United Nations did not set up a no-fly zone. Britain and America did that on their own. They've been bombing Iraq for the last 10 years at will. I am a Muslim, and I feel the pain of the Iraqi people. But America's obsession with Saddam Hussein is the basis for the pain that they're causing to an entire nation of people. And I don't think any sane thinking Muslim will back America if America wants to go into Iraq and send our soldiers, black, brown, and poor white, to lose their lives for somebody that has no power to hurt America and is not now doing anything against our nation.
But you don't think that this is all a Jewish conspiracy?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I don't think Mr. Bush is Jewish.
He's not.
No. I don't think Mr. Cheney is Jewish. But there's influence there. But when you start talking conspiracy, what my fear is that the government and the power of America will be used to destroy all the enemies of Israel. Because certainly none of these nations can offer America any harm. So to mention Syria, why would you bother Syria? You mention Libya. Why would you bother Libya? You mentioned the Sudan. Why would you bother the Sudan? What is it about the Sudan that you don't like? Is it America's right to send taxpayer dollars to destabilize governments that America does not like? This is wrong. And somebody has to speak against this. And if that is my lot, then I shall take that challenge.
Do you have any comments on that, Imam Warstein?
Well, yes. I was in the Palestinians' quarters several years ago, and I saw conditions there, and the conditions are horrible. I thought their punishment was extreme, too extreme. Of the Palestinians, I thought their methods of containing them too horrible, inhuman, and too extreme. And we're happy when we see better leadership rise in Israel to work against that and work for peace, but we lost that. And now we have a government there that's hard, very hard. So I tend to not want to say anything in the favor of Israel at this particular time. And I appreciate this man for saying what he has said.
May I say this also, please, that this war on terrorism has given many repressive governments a shield. As the Imam has said, there are good Muslims all over this world that are trying to be better and to influence their governments to be better. Maybe their methodology is not the best, but they've called down on themselves the repression of the governments and police forces of these Islamic nations. When I was in Syria with our dear Sheikh, the Grand Mufti of Syria,
Kuftaro.
He and I went to see President Hafiz al-Assad. Before President Hafiz al-Assad passed, he told me, he asked the father, Bush, of our president, he asked him, define for me what is a terrorist. And he said, absent a definition and a standard by which you can judge the behavior of people, then it's our terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Who was Paul Revere? Was he a terrorist? Who was George Washington? Who were the Minutemen? Who were the people that sponsored the Boston Tea Party? Were they terrorists, or were they sick of the oppression from the Crown of England? And does not God give us the right to stand up against oppression wherever that oppression may be? He does. And so does the Constitution of the United States of America. And so, in my humble opinion, poor Brother Arafat is in a very, very bad position, because the Israeli government and the American government want him to rein in members of Hamas and Hezbollah, but they give him nothing. They don't say to President Arafat, we're going to stop building new developments in the West Bank, and we will stop our program of assassination if you go and rein in those suicide bombers. So what America and Israel wants Arafat to do is to become the policeman to harm his own people who are fighting for better conditions for the Palestinians. But America will not rein in Israel. It is not an appropriate response for you to send F-16s that are made in America, tanks that are made in America, rockets that are made in America, and then deny the Palestinians even the right to get weapons so they can defend themselves. This is intolerable. And I believe, Brother Imam, that perhaps in America, we might be able to work a peaceful solution out with the Jewish community and send a signal to that troubled part of the world. And perhaps we need to encourage our government to be a better partner in the peace process than she is.
So would you be willing to work with the Jewish groups who are also seeking a just solution?
Of course. Of course. Peace there will give us peace here. Because if we don't work to end that crisis there, some of our children will be sent over there to fight and die on behalf of the United States.
If a fair vote could be taken in Israel, I do believe that most of the Jewish citizens of Israel would be against the present government in Israel, and they would want that government removed. That's what I believe. And the same thing here in America. I believe most of the Jews in America do not approve of that government that's in Israel right now.
Now, one last question to both of you, and then we'll call it. We're all getting older now, and we're all looking at this question of our own mortality. You have been sick. We've all prayed for your health.
Thank you.
As you look back on this whole, on all these years of your leadership and your struggle, what do you think you could have done better?
Well, hindsight, they say, is 20/20 vision. I'm sure all of us who look back can see things that we could have done better. But thanks be to Allah, we're alive today. So the things that we could have done better if we knew better, now that we know better, what are we going to do now to prepare a future for our children and our grandchildren? I do believe there are many things that I could have done better, but I did according to what I knew, according to what I understood, according to what I believed. And I give my brother that same credit. He did according to what he knew, according to what he believed.
Yeah.
And now here we are. Here we are. It doesn't mean that we still don't have areas of disagreement, but we're closer to each other now than we've ever been.
Yeah.
And we do not want this reversed at all.
We don't have to agree on everything.
No, we don't.
And we're different
Nobody
people.
does.
We're different people. Allah gives us that right.
That's
Muhammad
right.
gave us that right to have differences of opinion, to disagree.
That's right.
But
But
if
not to become disagreeable.
But if we agree on what it takes to have unity for if all Muslims, there is no other problem. We agree on what we need to have all Muslims united, there's no more problems. And that's to believe in God, the one God who created the heavens and the earth, and make no associates or partners with him. He has no sons, he has no wife, etc. This is Islam. Okay? If we agree on that, then we agree that Muhammad, the Prophet, Islam came to him by way of revelation, the Qur'an, and we did not have in the history of this world any Islam before that. So that's our leader. That's the leader of Islam. And in my opinion, as Pt.3 said, Grand Mufti of Syria said, if you take all the bad out of the world and look at the good, Muhammad is the leader of even this modern world.
Well, now, if I might comment, Islam was a progression. It's always been in the world, but not under that name, because all the prophets, we say they were Muslims. But the perfection of the religion came with Prophet Muhammad.
Yes.
Peace be upon him.
And he was the one who told us what you just said.
On that final note, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here. And hopefully your joint efforts will continue for the sake of Islam.
It will. We are brothers, and he's doing a beautiful job for the nation of Islam.
Welcome back. Welcome back. How y'all feeling?
Right.
How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Ooh, that was heavy.
Yeah, but you know what? It was a great close to that interview. Like, I feel like as we sort of look back at the 2 previous days of us doing this analysis and watching those 2 previous segments of the interview, this one was like a really good close to that whole interview. There were a few things that I was like, oh, I just was sort of glad that was pointed out. One of them actually was closer to the end. And I think it speaks to the whole common bond piece that we're talking about. Actually, the whole segment spoke to the common bond piece. But when Farrakhan said, no, Imam Muhammad was saying, he was talking about if you take out all the bad and leave the good, really Islam or Muhammad is the leader of all of the world. And then Farrakhan stepped in and said that Islam was always sort of the basis of humanity. It just wasn't under that name. And I thought that was so beautiful that they both were able to make that connection, because when we talk about common bonds, that's really what we're talking about, right? So we put names on, Islam or, Christianity, being a Buddhist or, whatever the religion or faith is. But when it comes down to that common level of all of those things, it really is Islam. And sometimes we get caught in the name or that term Islam, but it means submission to Allah. And if we're all in that submissive state to all that is good, then we're all Muslim, and it's all Islam, and it's basic, and we just complicate it from there.
Excellent. Well, that goes into what Mr. Farrakhan said about when someone says, well, who's a terrorist, right? And if you don't have a definition and a standard as a yardstick,
a clean cut definition.
Right.
Yeah, because someone else's definition could be the opposite. Yeah.
Right. And we got to be careful not to use terms that we can't even define. If you can't define it, don't call me that. Don't label me a terrorist when you can't even tell me what it means, and then you can't be authentic enough to make the distinction between what it is that you say I did and what it is that you said someone else did, and know that those two things were the same, but you want to call me the terrorist. So Farrakhan said he asked, or he was making the distinction, well, who was George Washington, and who was Paul Revere? If those people did by principle the same thing, then if you're gonna call me a terrorist about it, then call them a terrorist about it, because that's the basic definition of it. Otherwise, then we're just playing a game.
Or being selective, right? With selective reasoning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I also appreciated when he mentioned that our government, that there are persons in our government that influence, that could take advantage of the condition to cause more harm. And then Mr. Farrakhan said also there are people among the people of the book, Jews and Christians, that also could use this situation to exploit it.
Well, don't leave out the Muslim, because you got
exactly. That's what the brother said. Yeah.
Muslims who sow discord amongst other Muslims. You know what I'm saying? And you got so include everybody. We have to include everybody.
Right.
You know, so there's bad, and there's good amongst everybody.
Right.
It's amongst all those people. And the analogy or the historical context that was put in is for reference to the conflict of the plight of Israel and the plight of Palestine, reference to that whole conflict. That's brothers, cousins,
right.
Cousins fighting against each other, cousins, man. You know, so I'm saying the Semitic, we're both Arabic and the Hebrew language are both Semitic languages. You know, so I'm saying we all have similarities in terms of our language. We have similarities in terms of our language, and we also share in some of our historical landmarks that are in Jerusalem. No, you're good, Sister Marsha. You're good.
Okay, good.
In Jerusalem. You understand what I'm saying? You have the Dome of the Rock and you have the Wailing Wall. You understand what I'm saying? You have two historical sites where it belongs to all of us. You know, it relates to all of us. You know, and I just thought putting that historical context in its proper context, and highlighting the history of that conflict, but also tying into how we can unite our bonds, our common bonds, and how the Imam and the minister said that, and especially Mr. Farrakhan said that he believes that it will take us to spark that conversation here amongst our fellow brothers and sisters of the book,
right,
to set an example and set a precedent here, and get the support here from the people here to send a precedent back to what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? That if we can agree here, then why can't you all agree? So what's stopping you from an agreement? Something reaching that unity piece. So I thought that drawing that example was perfect parallel. I'm saying, to unity for humanity and the development of our common bond. I'm saying, because it's easy for man to sow discord, for men to sow discord. When I say men, referring to both males and females, but in this particular case, a lot of wars are started by men, and sometimes a lot of wars were fought over women. If you're going back into civilizations, the Asian civilizations, so I'm saying, that whole stories, all those stories. But we're not gonna go there, But we have to be cognizant of the full picture as far as how we can be men can come and easily manipulate scripture. They can easily manipulate history if you're not telling your history to your people. If you're not telling your narrative to your people. So I'm saying, it's easy that someone can sow some discord and come into the ranks and sow discord when your ranks are not even tight. When you tighten your ranks, and that's why we pray, we tighten our ranks. So I'm saying, we don't allow no gaps. Allowing no gaps is meaning that you're not allowing people to fall through the cracks. You're not allowing outside influences to enter the room that are not being checked. You gotta check them out. Where are these influences coming from? So I'm saying, who's whispering? So I'm saying, where are these guys coming from with that type of language? So I thought this was a great conversation, a great cap off to a great conversation that took place with two great minds. And you see that, and for the majority of the interview, you see that there was a lot of agreement. For the majority of it, there was a lot of agreement in the interview.
Right.
That's what I thought.
Right. No, I did too. And then they even addressed that they didn't have to agree on
Nope.
everything, that they had a beautiful relationship based on what they did agree upon. And so that's really what we're talking about when we talk about common bonds, that when you come together for the purpose and you sort of lay some of that other stuff to the side because it doesn't fit the purpose for the moment, then you have an interview like that. You have an interview that where they can come together and be peaceful and motivate and inspire the world to do better, because that's sort of one of the things that Minister Farrakhan brought up too, is that when we know better, we do better. And I was so happy to hear him say that, because he started to refer that to we've got to do better for our children and our grandchildren based off of knowing better. When he was asked the question, well, what would you go back and change about your leadership and what you've done over the years? And it's like, well, I did with what I had the best that I could, and now that I know better, I'm going to do something even better. And I think that's where we are now. We're charged with doing better because we know so much more. And the people that have gone before us, the pioneers, have done a lot of the footwork that we didn't necessarily have to do. So because we have that leg up, let's do something extraordinary for commonalities.
Absolutely. We have a comment here. You'd like to bring that in, brother? Couple comments.
Sister, please, sister, if I do not pronounce your name, please correct me. Sister Bamboo. She says, may Allah have mercy upon Imam Warafli Muhammad. Ameen, ameen, ameen. And then she says, she quotes a Quranic scripture, Surah 35, ayat 6. Surely Satan is an enemy to you, so take him for an enemy. Surely he calls his party only that they may be among the companions of the fire. Oh, she's going in now. She's going in now. She said,
come on, sis.
She said, it's a matter of influence, always a matter of who we allow to influence us. Because there's always an influence, I'm learning, but we have to choose wisely and consciously.
Right. And so I'm glad that she brought that out, right? That there's always an influence, because for so much of my life, it was always hard for me to accept the fact that there were people out in the world who would consciously, steer people in the wrong direction. And I think that was always hard for me to perceive, because I'm not like that. But the truth of the matter is that there's always sort of an influence out there, whether it's a good one or whether it's a negative one. And we have to be mindful of it and sort of be able to make the distinction of what is for us and what is not for us. But for those of us who do have those good intentions and want to do the best, as much as possible, we can't let that we have to let that be seen. We have to let the light shine, because for those who don't have the best influence, they don't, from my perspective anyway, I don't see them having a problem with putting that out in the world. But for some of us who have that light, sometimes we're a little bit hesitant about letting the light shine. And it's like, no, that's what the world needs. So as much as possible, don't let that be dim within you. Put it out in the world so that the influence is more positive than negative.
Yeah, and that actually goes to what we were discussing yesterday about the purge. I'm still not over that.
Got this all fired up about the purge, man.
Whole concept of the influence to present a type of condition for people to go either astray or go or limit their freedom, right? So the whole concept of repressive, as he mentioned about repressive governments, and the term repressive means especially of a social or political system inhabiting or restraining the freedom of a person or groups of people, right? So like you said, that goes back to that influence that is out there. I had something I wanted to show. It's a 30-second clip. This is about to take us up a notch because it ties into this purge situation, and this battle of the battle of two people who seem to be opposite, or two people who are the same but seem to be opposite, right? So they give us the police and the protesters, right? They're putting them as separate, even though they're all quote unquote citizens, right? And so there's these episodes that are continues to happen in different cities around the country. There was some crazy footage that they showed that happened in Chicago, raiding downtown, and I heard the mayor on the radio this morning, and she mentioned her mission in becoming a mayor was to eradicate poverty altogether, to end poverty altogether within a generation. That was her mission there. So, as the Imam said, and Mr. Farrakhan agreed that there are elements in the government that don't want the end of poverty. They don't want the end of disunity, right? They want to keep it going, and so they use these situations like we're going through now to amp it up, to make it more. See, look, and that's what the interview asked her. The interviewer asked her, "Do you think COVID and the social unrest is actually going to make it hard to remove poverty within a generation?" She said, "Well, not really. It actually is showing the urgency of the matter that we have to do it even faster to remove poverty among the common people." So this video is kind of disturbing, but I mean, we've been talking about, from our example, we presented these models and they gave us a beautiful picture. And as you mentioned, Sister Marsha, how it came to an end very peaceful and solidarity. We want to take that energy and now we have to, what is our role today? How are we going to use that energy of seeing a separation of opinion, ideology, but still a commonality and still a connectivity? How are we going to use that for issues today? So I wanted us to look at this short video real quick and see if we could come up with, as one in my notes I had, a peaceful solution, right? Because they referenced a peaceful solution for Israel and Palestine. Well, we're here in this quote unquote land of the free, home of the brave, and we have all this non-peaceful situations going on. So this is a 30-second clip, and we could probably stay on because it's not that long. So I'll keep us on. Here we go. It won't even play now. Look at that. That's probably a sign. I'm going to take it as such. This Sunday, wake up and be incredibly grateful. I'm going to take not playing that as a sign, right? Because at the end of the day, it's enough of that playing already online, on media, where they're showing police beating up innocent people. In this particular one, there's a brother in the wheelchair.
Is that what the video? Is that what the video is going to show? I think I see this video. I think I saw that video before. The officer, the man in the wheelchair.
Yeah, so I cut it. I cut it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
No, you don't need to, because it's inexcusable. It's a behavior. It's behavior that's unbecoming. Remember, yesterday I mentioned the behavior that's unbecoming of a human being.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And when we start to analyze the situation as such, because at the end of the day, we are human beings. You know, before we are anything else, before our environment makes us Muslim, before our environment makes us Christian, Jew, Buddhist, before our environment it makes us anything other, we are human beings. You know what I'm saying? And when people violate that first innate nature in a human being, then you become less than an animal at that point. You know, you become less than an animal, because even animals have a code of some type of ethics. They have some type of code that they live by. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the kingdom, you know, so there's some type of order, there's some type of structure. They don't do that. They don't allow that type of behavior. So when we allow that type of behavior to happen, then we're acting way, way low to the earth, way underneath the earth, man. This is disgusting. So it's like, how do we tie that in? How do we this? You know, it has to be a peaceful resolution. And sometimes what happens, even in peaceful revolution, that's why nobody likes this. Nobody likes to hear this. But sometimes what happens in a revolution, you're going to have elimination. And I ain't talking about just physical elimination. I'm talking about people who are not going to make the trip. They're not going to make the trip. They're not going to make the train. You know what I'm saying? When the train comes to the stop, it's time to come to new freedom. It's time to liberate. It's time to gain economic liberation, social liberation. There's going to be people, even from our own Jamaat, people from our own African American experience, that's going to drag their feet, and they're not going to want to come. Because guess what? No problem, no big deal, because these are the same mentalities that existed years ago when Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, and all of them were leaving people to liberation. They said, what are we going to do with our master? What do you mean we're going to do a master? No freedom, right? Or you still come, you still don't know how to act. You don't know where to go. All of a sudden now. Before everyone was saying, let me be free. Free me. You see what I'm saying? So here comes, we're presenting the clean glass of water. That's what we're supposed to present. So all these social ills that we're faced with here in America, particularly, that's our first focus. As a Muslim, as a conscientious Muslim, which is to be a conscientious believer, you're supposed to present the clean glass of water as the alternative to the solution. You're not supposed to add more to the injury. You're supposed to be able to be the doctor and medicate and provide healing to that wound, not put more, more salt. What they say, salt on the wound, put more salt on the wound. You're not supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I just see as though that, again, like I said, yes, I think we're in a blessed time, an opportune time for this dialogue and for the actions, for speaking out, for developing the plans and structures that we need in our local communities. This is the time now. And it starts locally, and you build nationally. It starts locally. What are you doing in your local communities? What are you doing in your local jamaats? You know what I'm saying? There's some good things going on. I've seen a lot of positives going on that people are not showing on television. Or they are showing on television, but they show it for a quick few seconds, and they go right back to showing what Mujahideen is about the show. No,
I ain't going to show it. I ain't going to show
it. In the freaking wheelchair. No. I'm just saying that's not you, but it's
good point.
That's what they'll show. That's what they'll show. But they just showed a brother cleaning up the hood, cleaning up the hood in Queens. It's not too far away, but on the other side of where I live, he's been cleaning up for a long time. He's been taking matters in his own hands because guess what? The Department of Sanitation, DOT, out here in the city, they because of COVID, they're not picking up the trash regularly. It's been a slowdown. Like we talked about post office being slowed down, everything's being slowed down. It's quiet as kept. So he said, well, my neighborhood's getting trashed. People are throwing masks and all types of crazy onto the streets and onto the sidewalks. He took upon himself, get a few brothers with me, let's go clean it up. And he said, besides my 9 to 5, this is what I do, because he owns a barbershop, also in the neighborhood. So he said, well, I'm gonna take on this and I'm gonna do it myself. Right. Nobody else is doing it. But these are the kind of actions that lead to change. Oh, we got another comment. Let's see what this says. This is the bamboo. She says, I'm also learning that it's important for us to be grateful. Oh man, the shukr. I keep telling about the shukr, man, gratitude. That's part of our challenge. We are not grateful for the many mercies that God has provided, and that makes us losers. We don't lose except that we give it away. We become losers. What do you think about that, man? Think about that.
Yeah.
She's rolling.
Yeah,
that's called healthy consciousness. That's the healthy consciousness that if we make it common, then we could, like you just said, we can come to more stronger bonds and be able to present better presentations of what it is to be a human being.
And then to her point, the way that we get to that level of gratefulness is that we go back to the basics. So when we talk about common bonds, we talk about being a human being, because Bilal brought that up and that sort of stood out for me, right? That the basic level is that I'm a human being.
Yep.
So beyond that, let's just, if you didn't want to see anything else in me, see that I'm a human being and deal with me from there. And so that's representative of bringing things to the base level. Us wanting to create common bonds, and us bringing it to the base level. The sister's point about being grateful, the only way you get to that level of gratefulness is if you go down to the least common denominator, because I feel like that's where you find the gratefulness. Because if you stay up here and you're looking at all the things and all the stuff that really doesn't matter, when you sort of sit back breathe, relax, and come to that basic level, that's where you find the gratefulness, because you get to see. You push out all the stuff that really doesn't matter, and your vision is clear to be able to see. And that just brings us back to sort of, the common bonds too, because that's one, I feel like that's where we find the gratefulness. That's where we find being able to get the connection with someone else and have the common bond, and that's where we find our humanity. It's only when we're trying to be bigger than and better than and something other than someone else, and to have more than the next person, that we lose the focus.
No, I was in a demonstration early on when the thing started back in, I guess I was right after Eid, and actually it was after Ramadan when the incident happened with George Floyd. And that's what the discussion I was telling with a guy, older Caucasian gentleman. He couldn't fathom that simplicity. Like we were going back and forth. I said, bro, slow down. Like,
right, doing too much.
How you came here, I came the same way. Like,
right.
If me and you could come to that agreement, let's just start with us. We come to that agreement. He said, I said, no, slow. He just wanted to go. He wanted to go everywhere but there. That's the origin, right? I said, if we come to this and then we share with others, and then now everybody out here has that commonality, then we could really start having a discussion.
Right.
Other than that, everybody's coming from their own experience, their own whatever, and we're bumping heads before we can even open our mouths.
Right. I'm better because I got a green shirt. Well, who cares that you have a green shirt? The truth of the matter is that we're all human. Like you said, we were all born from a mother. However you want to describe the beyond there is up to you. But we were all born from a woman. So I mean, it's a common place you have to find with people. So that's really interesting that you had that encounter.
It was bad, man, because he started talking about, I'm into computers, and the route, and he was just going I said, bro, okay, let's use computers. Matter of fact, if you want to go with computers,
right?
And then we start. Let's say, all the computers, they do have a simple, basic function, do they not?
From the beginning, exactly.
Yeah. So and then it registered. He got it. He said, oh. So that's the thing too about interpretation, like we said, right? You gotta speak in a language that people can understand. Also,
that's true. That's true.
So the principle has to proceed or go beyond just the words.
Right. Yeah. So let's take it to a community perspective, right? We got people in our neighborhoods that are hungry. We got people in our neighborhoods that need certain services, need things that need to be provided. Doesn't matter that you're Muslim. Doesn't matter that you're Christian. Doesn't matter that you're Buddhist. Come together and help the people, right? If we're gonna feed because people are hungry, and we don't care that you're feeding a Muslim versus a Christian versus a Jew. That's not where we're trying to find a common bond. We're trying to find a common bond in that the person is hungry. So if we're talking about those tangible things that we can do, let's come together based on that. Bilal was talking about food insecurity yesterday, and I think even the day before, right? So it's like, it's a basic need, and it don't have a color, and it don't have a religion, and it don't have a gender, it doesn't have any of those things. It's my belly is empty. I don't have enough food in the cabinet. Let's start there. And then from there, if we can do that stuff together, imagine how much more we can do together.
Excellent. So I want to tie in before we close out. We do have the Brothers Roundtable that we had on this platform before. They have what they call the modeled after the Black Code. It's 12 positions that they acknowledge between each other. I just wanted to share that with us. And there was another one. I don't know if we have time to share this one, but it's a youth group in Philadelphia. One of the sisters posted it called Racial Justice Organizing. And they also created what they call 10 demands for radical education transformation. So I might just put that link inside the comments for you to check that out. But I do want to share the Brothers Roundtable's code because we are also joining them and bringing it to the Northeast. So anyone, I think Bilal mentioned it before, maybe not on this program, But look for that page, Brothers Roundtable New Freedom Region, which is the Northeast region. So from I think we go from Virginia all the way up to Maine. If you're in that area, you know any brothers who like to meet up, do health walks. I know we're here in Central PA. We do the mental health walk, mental health walk every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. But the code begins like this. We do not steal from one another. We do not kill one another. We do not sell or offer drugs to one another. We do not combine our dollars, or we should combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group. We protect our own women and children. We educate our own at every chance. We do not fight one another. Brothers protect and build up one another. Sisters protect and build up one another. Brothers protect and build up sisters. Sisters protect and build up brothers. We look for every opportunity to start our own business servicing the need of our people. And there are many organizations, right? They have these principles that characterize their mission. And it is our duty and our job to work with all good people of that nature, of that respect, and we could have a better society, God willing. So if there's no more comments or questions, how are we looking on the comments? Let me see.
I think that's about it. I think we're good for comments. Go to the comments. Just want to say that if you like this exchange this evening, please go ahead and press like on New Freedom Exchange Facebook page. If you're tuned in on YouTube, or if you have YouTube, please subscribe to us also on YouTube, New Freedom Exchange. If you're on Instagram, New Freedom Exchange. Also, please share the stream to a friend, or share it to your timelines, share, tag, do all of that as well. Also, we will be continuing the series for the remaining of the week. I know on Saturday we have a special guest that will be joining us here live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's really Khalil will be joining us. He's a musical artist out of Savannah, Georgia. So he will be coming on to talk about his story and his plight as an artist and as a person of struggling to navigate the industry and to navigate his personal life as well. He'll be joining us and gracing the platform with us on Saturday at 5 p.m. right here on the Freedom Exchange. Don't forget the Bilal and Trust. I cannot forget the Bilal and Trust. That is our platform for cultural preservation and our heritage as a people. Please donate generously to that. PayPal.me/ the Bilal and Trust. There it goes, scrolling across the screen right on the bottom there. Any donation that you feel that you can give without breaking your pocket, breaking your bank, please do so. We have, as a gift, we have completed our first preservation project for the Human Dignity series. It's a very nice PDF that we have gifted a couple of people who have already donated to Bilal and Trust already, and we have gifted them with the pamphlet, and we want to gift you with the pamphlet as well. So any donation, doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, whatever you feel like giving, that will be cool. And my last announcement is, don't forget our patron NFX Daily, patreon.com/NFX Daily. We are looking for subscribers to build up our platform, to continue to give you daily content, as we keep providing daily content, as we keep expanding and growing during this process of our infancy. And for those who have been rocking out with us from day one, we appreciate you all. And those who have been constantly viewing, constantly sharing and liking and subscribing, and telling others, we appreciate you all. And we encourage all the listeners and viewership to go ahead and come on into the Patreon and put up your tier, whatever your tier would like. Is come in. You can come in as low as $5. You know what I'm saying? You go as high as what? We can go as high as what, Deen? $4.50. You want to go as high as
the big spender. Yeah.
For the big spenders, okay. For the big spenders, go with the Brother Lester deal, which we got pioneer Brother Lester. We named it after him as one of our pioneers who have generously supported us in our mission here at New Freedom Exchange, and he paid for the year for his subscription. You can do so as well.
New Freedom Ambassador, we call them.
New Freedom Ambassador. You come in the New Freedom Ambassador
Yeah,
level.
New Freedom everything.
Yeah, New Freedom everything. You can come in as a New Freedom abolitionist, at $5. And I forgot what's the middle one, the other tiers. But anyway, you can go ahead and explore the site, what I'm saying, and have fun with some of the perks. We are coming out with perks. So we are coming out with items. We will have some things with the Prosperity Marketplace exchange that we have.
Yeah, we're looking for, on that note, slide in real quick. We are looking for businesses. So if you have a business, you have a product, we want to support you as well. This is a platform. We haven't yet set up any sponsorships or advertisement fees or anything. That's the whole purpose of the nonprofit, and try to create people who want to donate to offset some of the expenses so we can provide a platform for you. So if you have a business, you have a product, you have a service, send it to us at newfreedomexchangeshow@gmail.com. That's New Freedom Exchange with an X show@gmail.com. And we would love to support you in any way, creatively, monetarily as well. Again, like he mentioned, we have this platform that we're developing, Prosperity Marketplace Exchange, where we're trying to make it a cooperative economic platform for those of you who have products, services, and the like. So check that out also on Facebook.
And Instagram. It's on Instagram as well.
So we're done for the day. Oh yeah, and the gram. You're on the gram.
You're on the gram, man. I can't forget that, man.
I wonder if should we do one of them the combo again, or should we? Because that was a nice flow yesterday.
What kind of combo?
I was about to say, what are our choices, or what do we have on the?
Hold on. Y'all want me go? Y'all want me go into my stacks? Oh, let me go into my stacks.
Yes, go into your snacks. Yes.
I got, let me pull up some of the
You got the stacks.
I got some jammers, man. If y'all ready for a jam, I got a jam. Let me see what y'all know about this brother right here. See what y'all know about this brother. So y'all ready for this? Y'all want to come back on? Or y'all want to go off on this? I got one. If y'all like, I'll give you another one. If not, we close out.
Well, okay, but so because we did guess the last time, let's see if get some
this ain't guess. This ain't guess yet. No, this
not guess yet. Okay, because we still gotta we still gotta represent for some of our musical guests that we didn't, like Zaima. Right. We gotta get her, and what's the other sister's name? I don't know why her name is escaping me.
Lish 2X. Is it Lish 2X?
No, misunderstood. Yes. I'm like,
well, we are going to be doing. Okay, now it's time for my.
Oh, we go. I thought we was closing. Here come the juice box. Let's go. Let's get it.
That's one juice box. Come on, it's one out of many juice boxes that you already threw out there. So now, so we are going to be doing a listening party. We're planning to do exchange New Freedom Exchange listening parties coming down the pipe. We have coming down with Lish 2X, Not Savage remix is a video. She has a video out. We're going to be doing a listening party of that, or viewer watch party of that, because that's not watch/listening party. And then Misunderstood also did a freestyle on that same beat as well. So we'll play both of those joints. We're coming back. We'll do a show centered around that. A show somewhat semi-centered around that, and we'll play both of those joints. And we got some more artists on the queue, so just stay tuned, man. We got some more heat rockers we're working with, so you guys stay tuned in New Freedom Exchange. You never know what kind of juice boxes we'll pull out, man. What kind of surprises we got any for our sleeves, man.
We might have to do one tomorrow, because people game tomorrow is normally family night for us, but the children, they on their vacay, so we might have to do a music joint tomorrow if you're available. We'll see. Put some in the works. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll pull out the crates, man. But I am gonna give y'all one right here. I don't know if y'all know the brother's name is Awesome Sajud. He's a good brother down to earth.
Yes.
This one,
we know I see Sajud, man.
Yeah.
That's one of your beloveds out of Jersey, man. Right? Yeah, the Brick City, man. Is he not?
Yeah, I'm just checking. So here's one that we love to listen to called Visitor. So this will probably be it. We'll probably close out after this. So for all our listeners, thank y'all for coming in, listening, viewing New Freedom Exchange, your cultural expression for social dignity and community development empowerment. I'm your host, Brother Deen, here with bloopers.
Sister Marsha, peace.
Peace. Brother Bilal. Assalamu alaikum. Till next time.
Till next time.
Peace.
Starting with the man in the mirror first, angels watching me, reporting my every move, so better I gotta be. This is not a lesson, it's a blessing to be alive. Every day above ground, refusing to live a lie, with one life to live. The day it ends, feels like boxing with the truth, with no chance to win. I pray the words of the truth reach the people that are still lost. I'm talking about the Qur'an, just in case you are still lost. The blueprint of life, such a beautiful religion. Islam is very peaceful, but this world that we live in, how you think it's something different, media be lying. We sit back and do nothing while the people out here dying. I know I'm just a man and that's all that I am, but as long as I'm breathing, I'm do all that I can. A true believer in Islam would never hurt the innocent. The ones who fight for power, the ones who hurt the innocent. I'm just a man, I gotta watch everything that I do. I'm just a visitor, see I'm nothing but a man that will be judged on everything that I do. I'm just a visitor, I'm just a man, I gotta watch everything that I do. I'm just a visitor, see I'm nothing but a man that will be judged on everything that I do. I feel awkward here, they want me to cut off my beard, run away from this beautiful Deen, to walk with weird, with no source of fear, wasteful, time consumers. Have they ever heard about the Qur'an and Surah? My mind's consumed out with Allah, my conscience in the ways of the Nabi, peace upon Prophet Muhammad, visiting the dunya, trying to make it to Jannah. Pray Allah save me from the way of the sinner, placed in the center of paradise and hell. Study Qur'an through the sector like pray I don't fail. On Judgment Day, we gon' have to get in the shade. Pray my good outweigh my bad before I visit the grave. Listen to me, Islam ain't bad, it's the same. Suicide bombing ain't the way we practice the Deen. 5 times a day, I pray and thank God. Before I die, I plan on visiting Knuckle to make art. Just a visitor, a stranger in a strange land, trying to do the best I can. I'm just a visitor in modern day Rome, trying to find my way back home. Dog, I'm just a visitor, traveling these streets, don't know when it's my time to leave. I'm just a visitor, with no hesitation, paradise, find my destination. I'm just a visitor.
Peace and blessings on the prophet. Now that that's established, we could get into the topic. Islam is the religion, major sinning ain't an option, and the law ain't in my vision, but I'm living like he's watching. Bismillah, Ir-Rahman, Ir-Rahim. It's the cut of Allah, the love in my heart for this Deen. But I'm just a visitor, don't know when I'm gonna leave, if I'm gonna rise or how much time I'm gonna see. If I can handle my affairs before I'm called back, or will I fall flat? But Allah knows best for all that. So I'ma play my part that I've been given and make sure every word I'm talking, I'm living it. Cause Shaitan to try to make you an example like Pharaoh, or how he did Adam with the apple. He told the law that his slaves is the top target, cause he know that face fluctuate like the stock visitor. I'm just a man, I realize I'm only passing through. I'm just a visitor, just playing my hand, trying to do the things I'm asked to do. I'm just a visitor, I'm just a man, I realize I'm only passing through. I'm just a visitor, just playing my hand, trying to do the things I'm asked to do. I'm just a visitor.